Hey folks, how y'all doing? Well, gonna go old school. I'm gonna fly a plane that is my second plane I ever owned since I got in, well, technically my third plane. I did own one, an old 25 years ago, back when I first started. But when I really got into the hobby, my first plane was the Hobbyzone Delta Ray, the big blue and white one. And then my second plane was this one, the Hobbyzone Super Cub. This is a brand spanking new plane. This plane is never, I can't talk. It's a brand new plane, never flown, put it together last night. Let me put my hat on my head real quick. Hold on, bear with me here. And basically what this is the Hobbyzone Super Cub in the airframe only. The motor is a 1400 brushless motor that I've got the little prop on there. 30 amp ESC. I brought 2 servo. Electronics I had to buy separate. You can't get the original receiver or motor or anything for it, but all the parts for the airframe, everything you see in front of you, minus the electronics, you can still buy. And I've just discovered that at Hobbyzone. Actually at Horizon Hobby. They have all the parts. Now the interesting thing about this plane is no ailerons, just a wing that straps on with a rubber band, and it's strictly tail control. So all I've got is rudder and elevator. Hey folks, how y'all doing? Oh, got something on the lens here. All right, we're gonna try this again with the Hobbyzone Super Cub. Went back, undid, took the rudder out of the rudder slot in the radio and a receiver and put it in the aileron. So that way everything is controlled over here now. And like would be right aileron, look at the rudder. What would be left aileron, look at the rudder, okay? And then of course, so everything's over here. I originally did that just to make it easier to taxi, but then I've got my, on both sides, my controls are on both sides like this, which you can still do it, and I was able to not crash here, but the way this plane came originally, everything was controlled on your right stick, or as in mode 2. A little windy today. Whoa. Little windy. Let's are we filming? Yeah, we're filming. Okay, so I'm struggling a little bit. Take off into the wind here, which is out of that direction. So there. There, that's a little bit better. A little bit better. It's awfully windy today for mating this plane, and mating a plane in the configuration that I'm not used to. But she's flying. Yeah. And I also put a little bit heavier of a battery in her. an 1800 roaring top. And but my point of this plane, you're thinking, well, why are you flying a plane that, you know, you can't get anymore? Well, number one, for nostalgic reasons. This is the second plane I ever owned as far as when I really got into the hobby. And it's all tail control, trying to, you know, show that you don't have to have ailerons to fly a plane. Kind of going old school in a way. So yeah, this is all controlled by the tail folks. See if I can land this thing. Maybe. All right. All right. It's just sometimes it's nice just to have something simple. Flying really well now. Flying really well. And like, my point is, you can do this too. Okay, I bought a motor, a power motor combo off of Amazon. It's just cheap little 1400 kV brushless motor with a 30 amp ESC and 2 servos and 2 props and the prop adapters, you know, and the collet for the motor, and all the pieces of the airframe can be purchased. Everything you need can be purchased at Horizon Hobby. And so just to show you,
30 seconds.
let's see if we can do a roll with this thing. Let's get adventurous here. Do a roll.
20 seconds. 10, 9, 8.
All right. Bring her in about 8 throttle now. Well, there you go, folks. Like I say, everything to fly this plane is readily available, so you could build the plane. I've got $100, actually about $110 in the airframe. All the pieces of the airframe. That's the cowl, the fuselage, the tail assembly, the wheels, the landing gear, the wing. About $110 in that. And that's everything you need to build the plane, okay? And then the motor, the props, 2 props, the ESC and the servos is a $22 combo off Amazon. I'll put a link to that purchase in the description, and I'll put a link to Horizon Hobby, where you can get all the parts for it, and you could actually build this. And this is a brand new plane, flown today. Okay, first time, first time I had the tail wrong. But do yourself a favor, you're going to want to put your rudder servo, okay, into your aileron port on your receiver, okay, and then you're going to put your elevator in your normal elevator, and that gives you, look at the tail. That's the tail is the only thing that controls this plane. All right, we flew for 5 minutes. Motor off, okay, and it's just rubber bands that hold these rubber bands that hold the wing on, and that's all. And that's all. Get good quality rubber bands, okay. It's a bottom feeder, okay. Now One thing you will have to do, if you look in there, there's this plastic cage. You're going to want to cut one section of this plastic cage out in order to slide your battery. The other thing you're going to have to get, and this is the only part that you're going to have to kind of finagle, there is you can still buy them. If you look up in, I don't know if you can see it, but up in there in that cowl, there's a metal bracket. All you gotta do is just do a search for CNC bracket for Hobbyzone Super Cub, and it's just a bracket, like 15 bucks, and that's where you can mount a brushless motor, because this plane was originally sold and originally designed to run a brushed motor. But let's see, so you'll have to get that too. I forgot about that. That's about 15 bucks. I've had that for a long time. I'd forgotten about that, sorry. 85% left after flying for 5 minutes. So just the simple savings and how economical this thing is on batteries is worth the research to get it. But, oh yeah, and you get the decals too. And all you just look at a picture of it online, put the decals on. It's not a bad looking little plane, is it? I mean, if I can do this, anybody can. All right, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, folks. And don't forget, faith, family, and friends, and planes. Bye, y'all.